Hi guys, Nathan Middle Down Under here. It's been a couple of weeks since I did a video, so I thought I'd jump on board. I just recently saw a thread from Frankie's music. Brilliant guy, amazing collection and a massive Megadeth fan. The question he asked was the first 10 albums you ever owned, or I'm not sure whether it was owned or bought, but I'm going to go for bought with my own money. I'll start off by what's playing in the background tonight, and it is Saxon's Rock the Nations. Fantastic album by Saxon. Love all their stuff that I've heard, so that's playing in the background this time around. Saxon. So I'll start off, the first one isn't so much a music album, but it's the first thing I ever bought, so I thought I would show it. And it's a read along, play along record, the soundtrack to the Goonies. Absolutely loved the Goonies movie when it came out. We obviously went and saw it at the movies. I still love it to this day. And it comes with the little 45 and lots of cool pictures, and you read along. Great movie. I hope they make. There was talk about them making a sequel to it a few years back, but I didn't hear anything after that. It'd be cool if they did do something. So the first thing I ever picked up was the Goonies. Read along, play along, 7-inch. But I love this. I've played it to death, and it's pretty scratched, but still glad that I have it. So that's number one. Second one I bought, I originally had it on cassette, and that's what I bought it on format, but it is Even Worse by Weird Al Yankovic, the comedian, singer. Love a bit of Weird Al Yankovic. I've got a few of his albums on CD, and this came out in 1988, and it has the song Fat on it, which is a take on the song Bad by none other than Mr. Michael Jackson. This isn't the album Bad was on, but I don't have that one. And the other song that was a big hit was I Think I'm a Clone Now, which was a take on Tiffany's I Think I'm Alone Now. I do like Tiffany, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but yeah, Tiffany. Yeah, Even Worse by Weird Al Yankovic. Love the stuff. And then the third one I bought was a compilation album. It was a New Zealand compilation album called 20 Solid Gold Hits from '89. It was actually songs from '88. And this is what started me on my hard rock and metal journey. After I heard the song, has on here Superstitious by Europe, which I absolutely love. I fell in love with the hard rock genre. I also had All Fired Up by Pat Benatar, which is a great song. I Hate Myself for Loving You by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And a little unknown band from New Zealand, did quite well here, but maybe Australia as well, but nowhere else. A song called You Don't Need Me by a band called Nightshade. I don't know if you'll be able to see the guys there, but really good stuff. You get Europe there as well with Superstitious, but yeah, that started me on my journey. So that's 20 Solid Gold Hits from '89. And now I got into started picking up glam rock and hard rock and so forth. And the first one I picked up was an absolute classic album, and that's Def Leppard's Hysteria. Absolutely played this to death. This is obviously isn't my original copy because I got rid of them all, but I bought this one back. Love every single song on this album, know it word for word almost. But yep, it's Def Leppard's Hysteria, and this one came out in 1987, which I didn't buy this until 1988. Yep, Def Leppard's Hysteria. Next one I picked up, bought, was this bad boy Poison, Open Up and Say Ah. Fell in love with Poison after this album, and I went back and bought Look What the Cat Dragged In on cassette. But absolutely love this album. Great pictures of the back men dressed up more like girls. And this had the hit songs on it, Nothing But a Good Time, Fallen Angel, and the big one, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. We also had Your Mama Don't Dance, which was a cover, which I love that song too. But that's Poison's Open and Say Ah. Next one I bought when I was a kid. Needs no introduction, has been shown so many times in the VC, and that is Appetite for Destruction. When I first heard this album, wanted to buy it, my mum took me into the record store, but she saw the parental guidance thing on it, but at the time the sticker was a lot bigger and it was in bright red, and she said I couldn't buy it, which annoyed me quite a bit. And then not too long afterwards I went to the same shop with my dad, and my dad didn't really care, he didn't pay any attention to it, and let me buy it. My mum wasn't impressed when we got home, but couldn't take it back. But if only she'd known what the inner sleeve looked like, she probably would have taken it off me. But love the album. Favourite song on here has to be Rocket Queen, the last song on the album. Absolutely love that. Great stuff. Next one I picked up was my best friend's brother's friend was hugely into this band, and I'd never heard of them, and I absolutely fell in love with the cover of the album, and I picked it up, and that was Twisted Sister's Stay Hungry. Fantastic album. Of course you had the big hits on it, We're Not Gonna Take It, I Wanna Rock, and then you had the Price on there, which was the slower track, more the ballad, but great album altogether. Stay Hungry was a great song. Burn in Hell, The Beast, SMF, great album from 1984, Stay Hungry. And then I was in a second-hand shop, probably about 89, and I saw this on the wall. I'd never heard of the band before, but I absolutely loved the cover. Being a young boy, turned me on quite a bit looking at the cover, so I picked it up for that reason only, and that was Rat's Invasion of Your Privacy. Loved that cover, and fortunately it's an absolutely fantastic album as well. This one came out in 85, I think. I might be wrong, but I think it's 85. This had great songs on it. You're in Love, Lay It Down. Great stuff with the late Robin Crosby. But yeah, fantastic album. Now, number 9. Love this band. I do prefer their second album, Slave to the Grind, but this is also a fantastic album, and that is Skid Row's debut album from 1988. I love Sebastian Bach's voice, really good, and once he left Skid Row, never paid any attention to them anymore, but this had fantastic songs on it. I think my favourite song on here would have been Youth Gone Wild, of the 3 main songs that came out. You also had 18 in Life, which is a great song, and then you had the massive hit, I Remember You, big huge ballad, but Sebastian's got a brilliant voice, and this one came out in 1988, but fell in love with the band after I heard this. And then finally, the 10th album I picked up. I'd never heard these guys, and I didn't realise they'd been around for so long. Been going since the early 70s. And I first heard the song Love in an Elevator. And great track. And that is the band Aerosmith, and the album's Pump from '89. I just said I'd never heard of them before that, and they've been around for such a long time. This is a fantastic album. You also had the other hits on it. Janie's Got a Gun, The Other Side, but really, really good album. And yep, so that was my 10th album I bought. So there we go. Thanks Frankie for that thread. Really good idea for a video. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.